Oops. Wait, oh my! I screwed up. Oh no! Wait, where's my?
Oh no! I'm sitting here trying to like. There we go.
There we go. Wow.
Oh damn!
You take a few days off, and now
I know, but you know what? It's live, so it is what it is.
Okay, let's see if I can do this again.
Headphones or better.
Oh, why did I restart? Jesus, man, we are such rookies today.
We're a train wreck today.
They're like a security blanket. Maybe
it won't start over.
Just keep it. Just screw it. Hi guys, it's Chasta and Huey.
Jesus Christ!
It's one of those days you take a couple days off. You're feeling all a little bit hazy. How was your July 4th?
It was good. How was yours?
I saw your coverage of the Alameda 4th of July parade. You were literally like a roving reporter out there.
Well, okay,
covering it all.
Well, first off, it's not just the Alameda 4th of July parade. It's the country's longest 4th of July parade. I saw.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah, I saw someone post on Instagram. Apparently, the Alameda 4th of July parade, it's the longest one in the U.S. And I was like, wow, like, go Alameda. I'm super proud of my little island. My hometown has the biggest parade or longest parade. So I don't know what's the difference between longest and biggest.
I mean, that sounds, I feel like you're setting me up for something. How long does it last?
It starts at 10 a.m. And then because they line up behind my house in Alameda. I don't want to reveal where, but like, well, I kind of did right there. But okay, it's not too far from my house where they lined up. So I'm able to walk over there, check it out. And then Tommy and I walked down the Park Street and then to see part of it. And then we did a loop and came back home. I took him to work, then went over to my Aunt Katie's house and I walked up and met up with her on Webster Street. That's like the other downtown of Alameda. And it was coming through. And I think it was done. Actually, here, I can look because I always film the street sweepers.
We don't need a street by street. I just
no, the time because it's important because wait, let's see.
My point to asking the question
about 1 o'clock, so it's about 3 hours total. The whole parade.
Okay, that's too long. That's too much of a good thing.
Well, I guess to get through Alameda from start to finish, the whole parade to get around town is 3 hours. But needless to say, once the whole parade passes you, it's probably like an hour and a half, roughly.
That's a long parade. I asked you that because I knew I was going to yuck your yum because you're a parade guy. I like a parade, but we don't need an hour and a half of parade. We watched a car parade on the 4th, and I think it was probably like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, maybe something like that.
That's all?
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it's a car parade. It's like, we saw some gorgeous, Camaros and Corvettes and my favorite Mustang. But after that, you're like, okay, we're good. We've seen it. That's enough. That's enough of that.
Dude, the Alameda Parade's awesome. Like I said, because really it's like, it's an advertisement. Like literally a lot of the floats are advertising local businesses here in Alameda. Some are like the Ensenada High School. They had their marching band on one of the floats. St. Joe's, that's the private school here in Alameda.
Macy's Day Parade of the Bay Area.
Alameda High School wasn't in the parade, the marching band, which is fine. Screw them. Screw that high school.
I was going to say the scandal. I guess not. He's fine with that.
And then there's other stuff like churches have some parades. There's like a pride parade, a pride float. There's a trans youth float as well. So it was like different causes and stuff like that. And that's really cool. I was really proud to see that.
Yeah, that's great.
And then, it was just awesome. Like the horses, they had horses in there, the parade. Wow. And I always laugh when the horses take a big crap on the street.
Oh yeah. Parade
and then like
the best. And
then the next float is trying to avoid not to run over or step in.
And go around it.
Dude, there was like a kung fu school or karate school. One of them.
I saw that on your stories.
Dude, that kid was badass. Like I was going to say, put him in a body bag. So,
oh my God, you should have just run up to him and thrown a wrestling move on him.
Like,
I would have paid to see that. That would have been great. Tommy could have taken your phone. You could have run out and done it. Come on now.
They were doing, so that was cool. Like the students of that, the martial arts school were doing demonstrations throughout the parade. That was cool. That was just a lot of fun. And it was a great day in the sun. It was just it was awesome. I went to the Alameda County Fair Thursday night with my brother. Got my big foot-long corn dog annual tradition.
Yeah, there you go. Was it as good as you remembered?
Oh, absolutely. And I got fried Oreos and fried cookie dough.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. I haven't had
I,
fried fair food in far too long. I
I,
need to
t-
fix that.
I took 2 shots of Pepto before leaving the house to go
Smart,
to the fair just to
smart.
coat the stomach. And then what else do we do? Let's see. Oh yeah, went to Summer of Loud yesterday at Concord Pavilion.
Yeah, how was that?
It was awesome. Okay, real talk. It was kind of low attended, which is a little bummer. But then again, I was talking to some friends there. Actually, I went by myself, and then I met up with Fabian from Straight Jacket. Him and his
Aw,
girlfriend were there, so we
that's
sat
awesome.
together. Ran some buddies from high school who were there, so it was like I saw Nick, for a drummer from Hatred out there, and also Violence. He was out there. So there's a lot of people, friends of ours that were out there. It was a little bummer, like a little bit low attended, but I was talking to Nick from Hatred about this. It's like, you think about it, like the Bay Area 2 weeks ago, we just had Metallica 2 nights at Levi's,
Yeah.
Pantera, Suicide Tendencies, Ice Nine Kills, Limp Bizkit. And then you think about it, also we have like Aftershock coming up in a few months. So if you're a fan of like hard rock and metal, and let's be honest, we live in one of, if not the most expensive part of the country, here in the Bay Area. So you only have so much money for concert tickets, and specifically for metal. Like Summer Loud is probably like on the lower end of the priority list of where you want to spend your money for concert tickets.
Well, yeah, it's that, and it's just the economy in general. Like people just
Yep,
aren't
absolutely.
spending, and like this has been a trend we have seen with shows in general. They're just not as well attended right now because people have to prioritize
Yeah,
groceries and gas and things like that.
yeah.
Like the economy is not great, and so people just have to be realistic, and they have to be adults, which is super lame. But here we are. So I'm not surprised to hear it.
But I luckily, thank God for them. It was like 8 bands, like on Bone Breakers. You said
Yeah,
it was like a mini festival, and
mini fest.
so
Yeah,
the show started at 3 p.m. And so I looked at the schedule. The main bands I want to see were the Amity Affliction, Parkway Drive, and Killswitch Engage. And thank God they were like in the middle of like the
that's
lineup.
awesome. Yeah,
And so, me, I was on Sunday, so I was finishing that up, had to do a couple personal things beforehand, rushed over to Concord Pavilion and walked in as the second, I think it was the second band was just wrapping up. Got there right before Amity Affliction. They crushed it. They were so good. And then right after it was Parkway Drive, they were incredible. They were badass. Like I was telling Fabian, it's like, dude, wait for the flames. Like they got a whole fire pyrotechnic thing.
yeah.
They did all that, and then Killswitch Engage, like look, I'm wearing a Killswitch Engage shirt now. I was so inspired from them. They sounded so good. Like that was one of the best sets I've seen from them. So I went and got a shirt from them. So, and then during I Prevail and Beartooth with the last 2 bands, but during I Prevail, I just did a complete Irish goodbye and just left.
You're like, bye, peace.
But
That's the way to do it. It's the
it
easiest way
was
to do it.
it was so good, like so nice leaving the venue with no traffic to deal with.
I bet.
Take my time to go to Taco Bell, go get my brother. It was just it was a perfect way to end Sunday night.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you went. I wanted to go. My mom was, this was my last, with my mom last night. And so my birthday is on Wednesday.
Yeah,
And so she was like, I got to take you to dinner for your birthday. So we went to Benihana, traditional birthday dinner for me. It
nice.
was so good. But highlights for me for the 4th, we're definitely taking my mom to Jelly Roll and Post Malone. That was incredible.
That's right.
Yeah, I got her into the suite at Oracle. My mom has never done anything like that before. She looked at me, she's like, I feel like I won the lottery. Like she was so thrilled, wide-eyed, teary-eyed. I will say this, I walked into that show like knowing some Jelly Roll, but not
Yeah,
necessarily calling myself a fan. I didn't know that much about him. Definitely liked Post Malone. Jelly Roll takes you to church. That man
yeah.
can make a stadium at Oracle Park feel like you are in the Fillmore. I felt
Hmm.
like we were right there. He connects with people. He tells stories. He's very like jovial. It's just an incredible front man. Like it's just one of those things where he takes breaths between the songs. It's not like so high production that it's, soulless. There's a lot of soul to it. Did some covers. I texted you the Nickelback cover, which made me laugh so hard. Because he did like Skinnerd and Nickelback.
Yeah.
He did all kinds of fun stuff. So it was really cool to see my mom, to see him. It was like watching Green Day with you, like
Hmm.
seeing Green Day with Huey as an experience. Seeing Jelly Roll through my mom's eyes was just really, really fun. That
That's
was
really
definitely
cool.
a highlight, but we were tired after that. So the 4th, we took it easy. We went over to Gianna's for a couple hours, and then just had some people over on Saturday night, and then Sunday my birthday dinner, and that was that. It was great. Jelly Roll is from. Hi, Chris. How are you? Yeah, I think you're in Tennessee, right? Because he's from somewhere around that area. I'm pretty sure. Chris joining us live in the comments. My niece Michaela also live in the comments. I'm about to stop spending money so I can save up for my trip. She will be here in the Bay in about 3 weeks or so.
I know
So,
she was telling me about
super excited.
Alcatraz thing she wants
Yeah,
to do.
you're invited on the
Yeah, she told me about that. I was
30th.
like,
Yeah,
what?
we gotta buy tickets. Yeah, she wants to do
Okay.
that. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
But of course, a big part of our weekend was
Mhm.
watching the final Black Sabbath and Ozzy show. We did get up early. We paid for the live stream, best 30 something dollars I've ever spent. What an incredible day. We were doing stuff around the house, but we had it on the whole time. The only thing I missed was the very beginning, but
Okay.
otherwise, oh my God. What did you think?
No,
Tell me.
it's fine. Oh, you got up early. I slept in and I was like, oh my God, that's going on today. So I ran to my computer, and
I
buy
set my Ozzy alarm.
buy the ticket. And then when I tuned in, it was during what was, because the thing was, it was 2 hours different. So what was happening live
Right.
in Birmingham, England, what happened on the stream was 2 hours later. So it was
Why
a delay.
did they do it like that?
I
I
have
thought
no
that was an
idea.
interesting choice, because what sucked is like Jay. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
I was air casting from my phone to our
Okay.
TV.
Okay.
Right. And I'm curious to hear how you watched it. But anyway, so I didn't have my phone all day, which was kind of nice. But
Yeah.
Jay would pop on social and he would be like, blah, blah, blah is going to happen. I'm like, stop it. So I knew it was ahead, but I wasn't sure how far ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Nikki Black, our very own Nikki Black, she was actually there at the concert, but she was posting stuff, and I was like, okay, well, she's seen that live, but like we're still seeing what happened 2 hours earlier.
Right.
So I don't know what that was. Maybe just in case there's any technical issues, they can like work it out and
Fix it, edit.
and fill in stuff like in between the bands. They had cool video packages about the city of Birmingham and the fans.
Yeah, that
and
was cool.
The live stream had faces of all the fans there. I just watched it on my computer on my desktop, but that was my thing. I was like, if I was going to play this on my TV, how was I going to do so? Because in the email, it was like, here's the link, but it wasn't like done through an app. You have to click it and open on a browser. So yeah, like what you said, the Aircast or AirPlay.
Not ideal. That would be my only complaint.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have it had been behind a paywall on YouTube or something.
Yeah, YouTube, or I know in the past, some sort of an app. Like I know in the past, like Paramount's done stuff by way of MTV and whatnot. So yeah, like I went in the living room and I opened it on my phone, and then I hit the AirPlay on my Roku, and then it popped up there. I'm like, oh, okay, if I want to watch it on the TV, I can just do it that way. But I mean, God, what can you say? Like that hasn't been said already in the last few days. It was emotionally amazing.
Let's start with that. Did you cry?
I mean, yeah, of course, because
Jay and I cried during Mama, I'm Coming Home. We both totally broke down.
Because it was just symbolic. What it symbolized was like, it's the end of an era. Like it really truly was the end of an era. If you want to call it like the initial Black Sabbath era, that was, the end right there. And of course, my home phone landline's calling right now. Check answer. I know it's telemarketer.
It's a live dicking with telemarketer.
I could answer and fuck with them right now.
That would be fun.
But really, it was sad because it was, the end of an era. It was, it was amazing. Just the lineup, like this all-star lineup of so many bands coming together. It really showed like this family tree that Black Sabbath has created over 50 plus years as a band, or since they started in the early 70s. So it's really amazing how much their influence and how many bands they influence, who then influence other bands. Like it really just represented that. And I mean, just the amount of rock stars that were there, past and present. Yep. Like I don't think of when's the last time a show like that had that many talented people, rock stars in one place? Like what, Live Aid? I mean,
no, it wouldn't have been a show like that. It would have been like you only get a star-studded place like that. Maybe the Radio Hall of Fame, sorry, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or like a Grammy performance maybe would get that. But even still, it felt like, because like, Metallica doesn't typically, show up for the Grammys. Like a lot of those bigger echelon rock stars don't really do that anymore. So I can't think of something that would have gotten that many people together like that, of that caliber. It was the who's who of rock.
Yes. And God, now they're like showing some videos like on social media of like everyone hanging out together. God, just to be a fly on the wall, like you're there with like Ozzy and the rest of the guys in Black Sabbath. And then to your right is like Sammy Hagar, Metallica, Steven Tyler, like Tom Morello, Billy Corgan. Like you turn around and it's like every band that you love is in that room in some capacity. It's so.
But I will say, and this is no shade to Sammy at all, but Sammy was the one that felt like the fish out of water to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the one that I was like, huh. Like, which one does not like the other? Like, it just felt like, I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me. And that's not a dig to Sammy. I just, genre speaking, it felt off.
It was interesting. And I'm curious who got selected to be there. Because, think about it. It was, Black Sabbath, then Ozzy did a 5-song solo set, which is interesting. Like Ozzy did 5 songs, Black Sabbath only did 4. So I wonder like who made that call? Was it like Sharon? Like
I think it was probably put on by Sharon and their people. So that could have been it.
Yeah, it's like Ozzy gets to do one more extra song. But and we got at least 9 total out of him for the night. But Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Tool, Pantera, the All-Star, the super groups that were performing. Gojira, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Hailstorm, Anthrax, Rival Sons, Mastodon. Like, it was incredible, like past and present. And I want to know who was selected to be there. Because remember, I don't know if you saw, Sharon Osbourne did say there was one band that was invited to play, but she canceled on them because apparently they wanted money. Like they wanted.
Do we know who that was? Has she said it yet?
So like she originally said this like a month ago or a while, like earlier this year. And then I think was it last week, she said she's going to reveal who it was. I don't know when. At the time it's recording.
She said after it's over. It's been over. It's like 48 hours. I want to know the rock and roll tea.
So in the comments, everyone's trying to speculate who it is. And so I don't know if you read. So a lot of people in the comments are saying they wonder if it's Motley Crue, allegedly. Because I guess Motley Crue did tour with Ozzy back in the day, or they do have, it was the when Ozzy sniffed the ants, right?
Ants.
Yeah. So Ozzy and Motley Crue do have history together. So a lot of people are speculating, is it Motley Crue who wanted money? Who knows? And this is all allegedly. Like, we don't know until Sharon, I guess, publicly announced.
That wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah. So
that would be, and then like some people were surprised, like Steven Tyler, who by the way I thought absolutely slayed. There were several standouts to me personally. I thought Steven sounded phenomenal, and he's just such a great frontman. Like when he sniffed his armpit, I laughed out loud. Like I can't TV. I thought he was great. I thought Tool held a masterclass. I thought they commanded, and the fact that they did Enema, if you know those lyrics, they were making a statement to the world. I thought that was so impressive. Metallica, holy shit, just blew the roof off the place. I mean, how proud were you to be like from the Bay Area?
Bay Area metal, representing Bay Area thrash metal, all that.
I know Nikki was probably just covered in chills from head to toe.
Slayer was badass as well. Yes. So shout out Gary Holt, who current guitarist of Slayer, who got to play. That's a big moment for him. But I do want to say, props to like, I think they got most of the musicians who played with Ozzy at some point in his career. There's a couple of people they left off, and there's online chatter like, it's a bummer so-and-so wasn't there. But like, shout out Jakey Lee.
I saw that. That was so cool.
Who's the guitarist after Randy Rhoads passed away, and he was on the next 2 albums. So he got to play a little bit. I think people want to see him perform with Ozzy specifically, but he was still part of the super groups, and let's see who else was there.
And shout out to Tom Morello for really being. He was the guy, the music director for all of this, because I can only imagine how intense that was to get everyone together. It was a lot. There were a couple times that they had to start over on songs, because I'm positive it's not like they had a lot of rehearsal time. Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's like a lot of these guys only had like 2 or 3 songs to perform. And so was it Nuno Betancourt? He used to be Extreme. A lot of people are praising Nuno for his performance of Randy Rhoads' parts. And then you know, a big one that people really were shocked by was Youngblood doing changes.
He was phenomenal.
What?
Oh my God. I loved him. I like him a lot. I like him as a human. I think he means really well. He comes from a very genuine place. And I will say this, I was wrong. I remember when Mick Jagger was like, Youngblood's the new rock thing. And I was like, excuse me, what? Because I didn't know much about him at the time. I eat my words on that because I love that man. He's great.
And he just posted a video on his Instagram earlier, like the 24-hour window. Yeah. So he got up, had tea, went over, performed at the show, left, jumped on a jet, and he went to another concert that he was playing at. And so he didn't stay to the end. He had to leave early to get to his own concert that was like sold out, packed. So yeah, Youngblood, like I think he won over a lot of old school rocker people.
Agree.
And
he was such a wonderful surprise. I was so blown away by him.
Oh God, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, there's so many people that were amazing. So like if you're watching this video right now on YouTube, please leave a comment down below who are your favorite moments. I mean, yeah, Pantera were awesome. Tool, like you said. Guns N' Roses, you know, hey, Axl, A for effort.
You know that hurts my heart.
I know, me too.
It freaking kills me. Like, I love it. But you know what? I will say read off his set list. Do you have it?
Guns N' Roses did It's All Right. Yeah, Black Sabbath cover. Never Say Die, another Black Sabbath cover. Junior's Eyes, and then Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Then he did Welcome to the Jungle, then Paradise City.
Sabbath. It was during Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. I turned to Jay and I said, if we're thinking about it, probably only Axl could hit those notes. That's a very high register. Yeah. That's a very tough song. But yeah, man, like I was going to be the last soul on the planet to admit that out loud.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's just, you read the comments during the live stream and you're like, oh, like, it's like, you know, it's just other people's reaction. You're like, oh, that's tough to read, like on the screen.
It's tough to read, but it's also like, and I named my dog after this man. Like, I love him so much, but it's getting to a point where Mickey Mouse is in an accent. I know, Thomas. I know. It's getting hard to deny.
We didn't say it. Like, Thomas said it.
As an actual Axl, the bone lover, like one of my great loves of my life, but it's hard for me to deny it anymore. Damn it.
I know. Well, and then listen, like Metallica, they did Hole in the Sky, then Creeping Death, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Johnny Blade, another Black Sabbath cover, Into Battery, cool. Master Puppets. Like they crushed it.
They held court. That's what I said to Jay. I go, Metallica is fucking holding court right now.
They were on
incredible.
I mean, granted, you know, they just came off their M72 North American run of their tour. So they're super tight right now. They're on it. But yeah, like they crushed it. Like, you know, hey, we're proof that we're the best band. And this is why we deserve to be on second to last before Black Sabbath comes out. Like,
agreed. It was just no question. You just can't argue it. They were so tight. It was so incredible.
And then kudos to Zakk Wylde. Like, let's be real. Dude. I think was really just helping, obviously, help Ozzy get through that stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, like Ozzy, it was cool. They had like this black throne chair that he sat in the whole time. And, you know, for the Ozzy solo stuff, you know, Ozzy, you could tell he was just so happy to be in front of a crowd again. Cause I think it was like, 7 years since he's last performed, like, you know, or toured and all that stuff.
And he just kept saying, you have no idea. And I mean, you could see it. He was tearful. He looked so badly like he wanted to jump out of that chair. It felt like almost somebody had him physically restrained because his energy was trying to like rise up. You could see it.
Like the brain's still sharp. The brain's
brain
still
was
sharp,
super
but it's like
sharp.
Physically, it's like his body can only do so much or handle so much.
But vocally too, I was really impressed at how strong he sounded because I was afraid that he wouldn't. I was afraid that it would be shaky or weak but none of it. He sounded phenomenal.
And Zach, you know, was helping up with some backup vocals during Mama and Coming Home.
That was what I was going to say. I'm glad you brought up Zach because I think what a class act. Like that guy, it just seems to me, and I've never met him before. I don't know a lot.
We've had him on the phone. He did a phone interview with us years ago.
That was a while back.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
But I just think he seems to me, not knowing him, he just comes off as a very humble, chill. I don't need the spotlight. I'm just out here working and doing what I'm supposed supposed to do kind of guy.
Good soldier. Yeah.
Good soldier. That's the way to put it. And it seemed like he was Ozzy's right-hand man. But
Yeah.
I will say I got teary-eyed. I mean, multiple times I cried, but there was one moment where they were playing Randy Rhoads on the big screen right above Ozzy. And it was like, ooh, that was tough. That was tough. And my mom was sitting there. So I was explaining like rock and roll history to my mom, explaining who Randy was, explaining who all these characters are, the Jake Lee story, like all of this. And so my mom got a real lesson too.
And then after Crazy Train, like Zach immediately like leaned over, checked on Ozzy, like, you okay? And Ozzy, it was cool. He had like that little table with
table with his like spray and his
water. Yeah, like that's awesome. And they took the break and then they come back out for Black Sabbath's part of the show. And that video package kind of summed up who they are, like the initial for their run. That was goosebumps watching that. And then War Pigs just boom, like, oh my God, just seeing Bill Ward, like when they spun around, like they're about to start, like Bill Ward had his hand in the air with the drumstick, like, yes, I'm back, bitches. Like, this is my band too. So.
Yeah, I know. It definitely felt a little defiant like that for sure. Yeah, no, it was remarkable. I mean, that moment when they started War Pigs, I mean, if you didn't have chills, oh my God, I don't even know if you're alive.
I mean, out of the four, I don't know about you, like most blown away, Geezer Butler. Like,
oh, I know.
How
I
fast
said that to Jay. Yeah, but you know what? Geezer has really kept up. Like he's done a lot of work. He kept playing. He's
been the most active.
He's been the most active.
Yes. So I was going to say,
think you could see it.
But he was playing. Like I'm like, dude, he could still go touring right now. It looks like the way he was like,
no problem.
At the beginning of NIB and then playing, but like his fingers are moving fast. Like he was Like I was like, dude, like it looks like he can still tour right now.
I think he easily could. I think he should.
And Tony Iommi, God, the Godfather. I mean, the whole band, Godfathers of heavy metal. But like Tony Iommi, I think it was Rob Zombie or someone, I can't remember exactly quoted. It's like pretty much Tony Iommi wrote every metal riff, and everyone else just copies it to this day and tries to impromptu work off that. But yeah, Tony Iommi's written every metal riff there ever is. But yeah, just seeing him play. But yeah, Bill Ward. Listen, I know Bill Ward hasn't been in the band for a long time, and you know he's what 77 years.
It's a little rusty. Jay was
a little rusty.
Him as we were going through. Yes.
Yeah, but then again, he's playing the hardest instrument for someone at his age, so I give him a little slack there. So
physical.
Yeah, most physical, demanding part, and then of course, Iron Man and Paranoid. I mean, it's like if you only get 4 songs out of them, I guess those are like the 4 biggest ones that people probably most know. So, to their credit. I mean, I don't know what else to say that hasn't been said. It was just truly amazing. Like I said, it's sad, like it's the end of an era, but it's so cool that a band like them was able to have a final performance and be celebrated by their peers and people that they influence, and people were able to say thank you to them and tune in on the stream. Like,
while they're still here.
Yeah, while they're still here.
Like what an opportunity, because very easily one of them could have passed and we would have like tried to piece this back together and they wouldn't have witnessed it. And I just think like there's no better telling of a band's legacy than that celebration. Like it was a beautiful moment in time that I think as Sabbath lovers and Ozzy lovers will all remember forever.
I don't know, like after this, like what's the next band if they're able to get a send off like that? Is it like a Metallica? Is it Aerosmith? Maybe a future question we can save is like, okay, which 5 bands could do the same thing opening up for like Metallica, like on their send off? Like I'm just trying to think hypothetically, a fun question is like, okay, if we name a band, what are the other bands that would like open up for them and like pay their respects to? Like
that's a very good topic.
Yeah, so
I would need to sit in that and think on that. Let's go through some comments real quick before we do bring up Matt Cameron, because I want to talk about that real fast. Thomas says the whole day was nothing but love and appreciation for the founders of our genre. Beautiful. Agreed. 1,000%. Jimmy, they went out way cooler than Kiss did, and I'm nailed it. Yeah, guys, it's true. Jimmy's first concert was Sabbath. Holy shit. Starting with Sabbath. Man, that's almost a bad thing because literally, like, it only goes down from that.
Sabotage.
Really,
wow.
Geezer's fingers were crazy all over the place. Yeah, he was slaying it.
Well, it's like we're at a point right now, like there's a lot of bands doing farewells. Like you look at The Who, they're doing their farewell tour. Kiss just wrapped up not too long ago. It really is like sad, like an end of an era of like, quote, the classic rock bands.
Yeah.
A lot of
them have done so many, final tours that it takes the wind out of it. And so to see it done like this was really quite refreshing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Thomas does say he said that he's met Zach dozens of times, which I'm not surprised to hear that. The sweetest guy every time. I'm so glad to hear that. I had a feeling, you never know, but I definitely was getting that vibe from him. So that's really great. Okay, we got to bring up Matt Cameron because some breaking news today came out, and this was absolutely, to me at least, very, very surprising. So he came on social and posted, I was going to read a little bit of it here, that after, was it 27, 28 years, that he's leaving Pearl Jam. Like, what?
Like, out of nowhere.
Out of absolute nowhere. So that does make you go, what's happening? What's next? Is he stepping into the Foo Fighters since Josh Freese just left?
Because,
is Soundgarden powering up and moving on? And who the hell would they get to sing? Like, you don't leave Pearl Jam after that long for absolutely no reason. I'm sorry.
Here's my thing.
There's got to be something big coming.
He's 62 years old. So, like, I feel like he's not retiring. He's too young.
Matt Cameron. He's too young. He's too vibrant. He's too busy. He's in all the things. He does everything. I can't imagine he's just like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out on an island. Like, that's not happening either.
And yeah, why would you walk away from Pearl Jam, who, do tour regularly, but it's like, unless there's another job opportunity out there that's a little more demanding that he needs to go be at, or opportunity to do. So, like, what's out there for him to do to take away from his time from Pearl Jam? And so
it can only be the Foo Fighters or Soundgarden. Hold on. Thomas says Soundgarden have already vaguely mentioned that they are finished the last album with Chris. And I remember they did that back and forth thing a lot with Chris's wife and the rights to those songs with Chris's voice. And that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And they're getting their Rock Hall induction later this year. It's got to be the Foos. What else would it be?
So, okay. So it's not Shane Hawkins then taking on the drums for Foos for now.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like
we can ask Shane next Saturday.
Yeah. Yes, that's great. Oh, good plug. Look at you. Heavy metal at the Guild in Menlo Park next Saturday for my unofficial birthday with State Line Empire supporting. You know what? That would be, gosh, I don't know. But
are you cool with that?
Album drop, new celebration tour coming. Maybe.
But let me ask you this. Is Matt Cameron a better choice than Josh Freese to play for Foo Fighters? Like, how old's Josh Freese? Like, if I'm going on age and I mean,
well, and Josh,
he's 52. He's 10 years younger.
10 years younger. Also, Josh can do anything. I am convinced as a drummer that Josh Freese can do literally anything. And not that Matt can't. And Matt has so much of that experience, all of that experience with Pearl Jam, all of the experience with Soundgarden. Like, he is very well versed in that world. And a lot of people know him. Like, if you're a drummer lover like myself, literally, you know Josh Freese. But if you're a casual fan, you probably don't, but you definitely know Matt Cameron. So maybe that is why. I don't know.
I mean,
and then you bring Shane Hawkins into the fold, and then you've got the nostalgic, legacy piece. I don't know. I
mean, that's my thing. It's what better job is out there for Matt Cameron to leave Pearl Jam, which is, I'm sure, a great money making job, high paying job. Yeah, unless it's the Foo Fighters. But it's like, I'm curious though, what about
you kind of said Foo Fighters like Christopher Walken for a second. Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
I love it.
I got a fever. Yeah. I need some cowbell.
Cowbell for the Foo Fighters.
But that's my thing. It's like, is that a better job than Pearl Jam? I mean, I know Foo Fighters are gearing up for their 30th anniversary. Like, they released a new song last week, which I'm guessing Dave Grohl must have played drums on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the band's existence and their debut album coming out. So it's just, is the Foo Fighters just a better job? Like, why would I don't know. I'm curious. Like, why would you get rid of Josh Freese and bring in Matt Cameron? I mean, Cameron is a bigger name. And this is all speculation. Like, we have no idea. We're all just playing the guessing game right now, FYI. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I just saw it today and I panicked because I was like, well, first of all, as being such a Pearl Jam fan, I was like, what does this say about Pearl Jam? Who's stepping in for Pearl Jam? Jay Michaelis. Who could possibly take that realm? Because you've got this handful of A-list celebrity type drummers who can fill in for them. I don't know. It's interesting, Thomas and Jimmy going back and forth about the difference in style between Matt and Josh. And that is a very, very good argument. Freese is a shredding drummer, where Matt is a little bit more, of a swing drummer. He's got like that swing to him, which I definitely agree.
And he's from that same
great.
era, that Dave Grohl came up in. The grunge era,
Maybe it's a personality thing too.
Sure,
We've
absolutely.
often talked about how important personality is in a band, a marriage, if you will. So it could be part of that. I don't know. I wonder how quickly we will know. I wonder if we're live right now. I wonder if this will be dated in 24 hours and we know the answer. I don't know, because Pearl Jam, they gave him their well wishes too. So Matt came out and said, "I'm going bye-bye." Pearl Jam was like, "Thank you for your time." So it was very sweet in its gesture.
Does Josh Freese go
oh my god,
Pearl Jam?
Oh my god. Oh no. I think Thomas just hit it. If Dave Aberzizi comes back to Pearl Jam, that would be incredible. I don't know. I have a friend who would probably know the answer to that. Michael Vigil. He keeps up with Dave.
Okay.
This is getting very juicy now. I love it.
It's the guessing game. But yeah,
I know.
And then I hope Josh Freese still bounces back on his feet at some point.
He will. He's like the studio drummer of all studio drummers, and he can fill in and does fill in for everyone and anything. So he will.
I don't know if we talked about it, but like the list of everything he's been recorded, I think he's like the second most recorded drummer ever. Of all time or something like that. So
if you don't know much about him and you want to, you guys should go look on YouTube. He's done some really great interviews where he's a great storyteller, and he has so many rock and roll stories and so much that he's done. His resume is just probably the most impressive of anybody I can think of, as far as the breadth and like of everything he's done. It's incredible. 2025, the great drummer shuffle. I know, right? Seriously though. All right. Well, I have to go. I have to run because I have to go get my winner for Heart tickets. By the way, we are giving away Heart tickets every day this week on The Bone. So 1077thebone.com if you want that information. But this has been really fun. I think it'll be, maybe we should like play some bets. See what happens.
Watch something out of nowhere. Like Matt Cameron's joining just like a local band or something, like a covers band.
Yeah, what if he just starts his own thing? Who knows?
A Kiss covers band. Well, because remember there was a story he talked recently, like Kiss sued him when he was a kid because he wanted to have like a covers band named Kiss or something like that.
Maybe this is his big comeback.
Yeah.
Now he's rich enough to get lawyers involved and like be able to do something like that. I love it. I think that's great. All right. Well, we got to thank you guys so much for being here. Playing drummer bingo in the comments with us. I'm gonna throw Jay Michaelis out there. He could do some Pearl Jam touring and take State Line Empire on tour with Pearl Jam, and then he could do a double shift because he's healthy and vibrant like that. So I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in there.
Play 3 hours opening and then closing. 3 hours combined.
If anybody could do it, Jake could do it. Trust me. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. We love you so much. We'll be back next week. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye.